Good morning and welcome to a very pleasant day at Whilton Mill. I'm here for the second time this year and it's another Club 100 sprint event. I've been out for my morning test. It feels really grippy out there, it's super dry, it's quite cold-ish, so the engines are running really well. There's a lot of top end going up to Christmas corner, which is good. So it's feeling like really good fun, and I successfully had a good test with contact lenses. So I normally wear glasses under my helmet, but that gets a bit uncomfortable, so tried out contact lenses and it works really well, which is good. My practice times were pretty competitive, so I'm feeling good for today's racing. This being my second time here, so I didn't have to learn the track, I could just get out there, and I felt like, mic test, I felt like I could just find out things about the kart rather than the circuit. The only thing that has changed, which I'll insert a clip of here, is the last corner has got a massive curb on the inside, so just steering clear of that. And actually it's quite nice, because last time I was here, felt like every time I did try to get on the curb it just threw me off. So yeah, that's a good track change, definitely for the better. I've seen my starting positions for the day. As usual, your starting positions in each of the three heats. You start in the top third in one, in the middle third, and then the bottom third in one heat each. So my starting position in the first heat should be 11th, and then the second heat is second, so that'll be a good one to try and challenge for the win, I hope. But there's a really tough grid in the second heat that I've got of the day, so there's tons of people that I know racing in that, so that should be an interesting one.
Green lopsided on that one. Rob Dowsett and Will Appleton are on row number 6. How he gets on here. Some problems with the grid. Bailey Morgan was very, very late, but it looks like we're going. That's a little bit of confusion from the drivers, but away we go then for heat number 3. There's the green light to indicate the start of the race. Bit of a messy one and a slow start from Martin Alger at the front. Bailey Morgan trying to nip through and take second place, as a couple of drivers run wide as they head up to Christmas corner for the first time. The number 93 of Oliver Flashman's had a good start as well. Look at Flashman coming through. Makes a mistake there and loses the position again to Atkinson. Simon Sharp in the number 63 is involved as well. And there is Chris Powell. It's actually going to be his second win of the season, but I think the most impressive one.
Right then, so heat 1 was a disaster, and I feel like half of it was my fault anyways. So there were 2 incidents where I ended up taking drivers off, which is not how I intend to go racing, so I'm sorry to both those people for it. The first one, I've already spoken to the driver, I don't know your name, I'm sorry, but we caught up after the first incident, which was this one, and unfortunately I was trying to wave the driver back through because we just had a bit of a rub on the previous corner, and I felt like that it was only fair to let him back through, and then I got hit from behind, or someone pushing me, and I ended up taking this guy out as well. I didn't get a penalty for that, which I'm happy about because I don't feel like that was my fault, but it just sucks that it ended up someone being taken out of the race. And then, to be fair, the next lap or the lap afterwards, I did take someone out and that was 100% my fault, and I don't know who that is, so I'm really sorry to whoever I took out there. It's just gutting because that's not how I intend to go racing. I want to be clean, I want to be fair. I have been so far this season, so yeah, as you can tell I'm probably beating myself up a bit right now, but I'd feel better if I knew who the person I took out on the second incident, if I knew who it was and I could go and apologise to them right now. So hopefully I'll catch them later, otherwise here's your apology if you're watching. So I'm going to put that behind me, move on to the second heat of the day, which is coming up shortly, where I'm starting second. So it'll probably be a completely different race scenario. I've also got a lot of C1 drivers lining up behind me, so it's going to be a quick race. The single silver lining of today so far is that I've got good pace. I think I set the fastest C2 lap in Heat 1, but that doesn't account for my dodgy racecraft, to be fair. So my aim in the next heat is to keep it clean, and hopefully that will mean that I stay up front-ish.
Where we go then for heat number 6. Drivers heading straight out, forming the grid straight away. Let's have a look at what it looks like. George Redstone and Rob Dowsett are on the front row for this one. Got to get a good result in this one.
Indeed. Looks like we're good for a start though here, mate.
Yep, away we go then for heat number 6. Over start finish we go. Steady start from both on the front row. Can P3 nab second place? Theodoru's having a go at it. Someone was running very wide out of the first couple of corners, but it looks like it's still your front row in first and second. Theodoru having a look around the outside. Barnacote up the inside of Theodoru. Still up the inside of Theodoru, going for third place. Thanasi Barnacote then up to third place. Pagano down the inside. I think some of them realising this is a key one for points and positions and getting those grid slots on the finals.
Yeah, absolutely. They were packed in like sardines going through Oblivion and the Crook on that one, I have to say. But here is George Redstone, who's done very well to hold on to the lead through that one, but under serious pressure now from Thanasi Barnacote as they work their way up the hill for the second time. And has the 114 of Dowsett in tow as well, with his Barnacote to the inside as well. There goes Pagano, and that's both of them past Redstone, and now Chris Powell goes past, regular Chris Powell goes past George Redstone, and now this is what it feels like the dam's broken now for George Redstone from Rankin. Big hit in the last corner. It's Pietro Pagano. And oh dearie me, and there's other cars involved there. The 114 and the 56 of Christopher Powell, who we've been dubbing the regular Christopher Powell, and Rob Dowsett there is out of the kart. But Andrew, that was a nasty hit into the wall on the exit of Paddock.
The second heat was absolutely horrendous, and I'm just glad everyone's okay. You would have seen from the footage, and I didn't get any GoPro because I was in the zone, so I just forgot to turn it on. But you would have seen from the footage to shown that I hit Pietro really hard. We actually had a look at his helmet, and it looks like he either brushed the front of my car or the tyre wall or something. So I'm just glad everyone's okay, because that was really horrific actually. And then unfortunately getting hit by another driver. It doesn't hurt too much. Left leg's a little bit sore, but I'm still walking normally, so I'm just really glad. And I'm not endorsed by them, but shout out to Tillett again for making me a good seat insert and rib protector, because I feel like I can actually do the next race after a really big impact like that. So yeah, not a good day, but at the end of the day I'm just glad that everyone was okay in that.
Robert Dowsett and Jacob Wilkins on row number 8. Steve Docker on your left of picture, Langthorpe on your right of picture. Away we go then. Lights are red, they're green. We're racing once again in the lightweights at Whilton Mill. Even starts from the front row. Can Langthorpe hold on to second place? Axel Slijepcevic was going around the outside, was looking for that second place, and he got it. So good start there from Slijepcevic.
One thing I've noticed, Andrew, is quite how many Class 1 runners are in this one. This is a particularly Class 1 heavy field of lightweight drivers. So
Axel Slijepcevic takes his first win of the day after an up and down one so far. Second place for Steve Docker. Daz Teal, what a comeback. In 7 is Keith Segal and James Browning. Row 8 is Will Appleton and Eamon Salier. Moving on then further down the grid, Jordan Cranston and Rob Dowsett are on row 9. Getting a bit too panicky. Looks like we're set for this one to go then. Round the final corner, eyes on the lights, they're red. They're green. We're racing at Whilton Mill in the lightweight C final. Emily Rogers gets a good start. Stuart Hubbard gets a very good start as well as they go through the first couple of corners on the run up to Ben Frost is out wide there in the number 67, heading up to Christmas corner. Then it is Stuart Hubbard leading. Toby Shimada has made a very good start there. He's up into second place, and apart from that, very good start, very clean start, Howard, from our C finalists in the lightweights.
Not quite, Andrew. I've just seen someone going off there on the left-hander after Christmas. Yeah, it's quite incredible that Ben Frost is in this race, isn't it, mate? Given how he...
Look out for Rob Dowsett. He's just at the fastest lap of the race so far, 53.904. Currently in 8th place is the driver of the 114. So a couple of seconds off this group, getting into the B final even harder. Yep. They just saw the red suit of Rob Dowsett in the 114. He's pulling away from Leo Stolirov now, trying to close in on this group. He's still got work to do, but he has got time on his side, Howard. 6 minutes and 36 seconds to go.
Yeah, longer races going into these finals, of course. We now put 10 minutes on the clock for these ones, so there is plenty of time still left. As the fastest lap of the race from Rob Dowsett, and he's a driver who, yeah, I'm interested to see how he does in the latter part of this race, Andrew. Yeah, I'm just thinking, because Dowsett was one of the drivers involved in the incident we had in the morning at the final corner, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was one of the drivers involved. So A, fantastic to see him back out on track, but B, it hints that he may have he may have more pace on balance he is positioned for this final. He's out of position. Oh, and Andrew Green and Keith Segal have had an incident.
And it's the two senior members of the class.
Yep. That's on the exit of Osiers. That's a really weird angle for a driver to be at.
We're having a look again at Rob Dowsett, who'll be confirmed as up into 6th place now. There you go, on the timing tower on the left of your screen. Do keep your comments coming in on YouTube and Facebook on the Alpha Live YouTube page. Do make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell. And up the inside of Rogers goes Dowsett. So that's 5th place now for Dowsett. But now's the crucial stage of the race for him, Howard. He's got to get the hammer down. In fact, that's a good idea. Try and work with Rogers at the moment to catch up to the back of Flashman and Wellard and try and get both of them into that top 4. Is that the move that keeps Flashman in the final, or the B final we should say? Rob Dowsett's now in there. He's just got to race these guys and get in that top 4. He's got to do it himself. He can't rely on race control handing out the penalties. But that is your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th on the road now.
And is that a back marker in front of Dowsett at the moment?
No, I don't think it's for position. That's Shimade.
No, sorry, that is Shimade. Very sorry. Yep, that is Shimade as we go on to the last lap. So, Dowsett, by our reckoning, needs to make up
one place
here.
One place on the road
to get in.
And there he is up alongside Toby Shimade. This could be the crucial move for the fastest driver out there on circuit. Shimade's got to hold it around the outside. He can't. And that's a great bit of driving from Rob Dowsett. On the last lap, he's now in the position to take 4th place on the road, which would become 2nd place once 1st and 2nd have both received their penalties. But wins, Flashman 2nd, Wellard 3rd, Dowsett 4th, and Shimade 10. James Appleton and Greg Crawford are on row 11. And then Josh Wellard and Rob Dowsett from the C final start on row 12, positions or more. So nobody will want to jump the start here. Eyes on the lights then, 12 minutes, red to green. Away we go then for racing here at Whilton Mill in the B final. Now Oliver Flashman was doing something interesting off the back of the grid. Mitchell Alfreton has a massive save, huge save through turn 1 into 2 there. But early on it is Daz Teal, one of the championship contenders out front. Hussein Rashid has popped up into 2nd places. And Martin Theodorou misses out on the 8th. 4 wide over the line. What on earth was going on there?
Righty-ho, quick day debrief. I don't know when my last update was, but anyways, the day ended better than it started, as you would have seen. So the C final went really well. 2 things that helped me with that. Frankly, I just felt a bit better. I'd had a bit to eat, a bit of a rest before the C final, so I felt recharged, good to go. And I had a good car to my side as well. Like, the engine had a good amount of top end, I think, so I felt pretty comfortable on the straight going up to Christmas corner, able to overtake a few people there. I finished 4th on the road, and then there were 2 people ahead of me that got penalties, so I finished 2nd after they got penalties. So in that case, it meant I gained 16 places, which is, well, yeah, that's not bad, huh? So that was good. That was a nice end to the day. And the B final didn't go so well because someone unfortunately knocked into me at Christmas and spun me out. But I wasn't too worried about that at that point. So it's one of those things. But he came up to me and said sorry straight afterwards. So it's nice to know that people were sporting in that way. I just wish that I could have spoken to the person that I took out on the first heat. Mixed day overall. If I insert a clip here of what I said back in Lid, I hopefully should be more competitive and hopefully capable of being in the A final. Then yeah, that did not happen today. But I guess maybe I'll get into the A final sometime. I just need to A, be clean driving from the start of the day, and B, maybe try not to get caught up in any accidents like I did unfortunately with Pietro. So I'm going to probably feel a bit sore tomorrow. I can already feel my left leg is not quite as good as it should be, but hey, that's racing, isn't it? So I won't be at the next race at Clay Pigeon because I've got the Japanese Sprint Series at Blyton Park, but I will be at Red Lodge and I'll see you guys there.